Hey everyone, Arahli here, and welcome to another episode of Scorched Earth here on the Molten Iron Server. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to talk a little bit about an issue that we ran into. If you guys think back to the RG video where we tamed up that red there, you'll remember that at the very end we cut the video short because we had some odd framey issues that were going on. Now, that didn't look that way in the game to me at all, but on the recording software I use, on the second monitor, I could actually see near the end that it started to drop frames. So I ended up getting down to almost 14 frames a second. It was really bad, which is why we cut the video short. So I had to point it out, and I actually didn't notice this, but the last video or two have had a little bit of that going on as well. So it looks like the recording software I've been using is kind of causing some weird issues with frame rates. So I switched over to a new thing today for us to try a new recording software, but there's kind of another drawback to that. I work a full-time job, and I record gameplay and stuff typically pretty late at night. And when that's done in the mornings, I will usually start doing some editing. But that typically means that I am editing... Oh, that typically means that I'm editing 2 or 3 episodes at a time to kind of stay at the pace I want to for the game. So I had recorded 2 more episodes already that were ready to go this week. And then, oh geez, another one. Those guys are all over the place over here. So I had recorded 2 episodes and had them actually almost done with recording when I realized what the problem was. So I had to scrap those episodes because, look, I'm not going to make you guys watch the episodes if they look bad. That kind of choppy framiness would drive me nuts if I was trying to watch an episode. So those are going to be scrapped out, and instead I'm going to kind of do a little show and tell with you today to show you the things we've done, okay? So we are pretty close to the base, and you'll notice from a distance the biggest difference probably is that we've changed a little bit on the outside of the base. So let's get a little closer so you can see. We've got 4 small towers that are projections now that come up from the top pieces there. Those are going to function essentially as bedrooms. So we'll get inside there and I'll kind of show you what we're looking at for it. I actually had the original thought when we were doing this was I was going to make some pretty tall towers on the actual pieces where these are at now, because I wanted them to kind of rival the Behemoth Gate for the height. But after doing that on these corners, they looked really, really weird being that tall. So we took those down, and we ended up with just these kind of short bedroom-ish things in the first place. So I'll get up here and I'll show you. To duck down, there's a weird thing because it's on the ceiling in a spot. But this is Fox's room right here. And it's just got a basic chest in here and a place for him to kind of pass out, which he's done here. And actually, while we're in here, let's talk about that too. So Fox hasn't been on with me recently because he actually hurt himself at work. He sliced open his hand, and it is currently in a splint, and his knuckle got a little damaged, so it's kind of in a splint and a cast while that is healing up. He is ridiculously anxious to get back and playing, but he's got to wait until it heals up because he can't even use that hand right now. So once that's healed up, he'll be back helping us out, and we'll be starting to work on some cool, fun things to work on for you guys to see. Okay, so nothing too crazy. These are just 2x2 with a little spot on the top for the birds to land. But we did have a weird thing. If you look in the middle of this wall, you can kind of see what looks like ladder rungs, and the ladder actually recessed itself into the wall. So I can still climb it, but it's kind of hidden. I thought that was kind of cool, kind of weird. So that is what's on all of these. Now, on top of this one over here, I'm sure you can see, we've got ourselves a Tapahara. So this dude took a ton of work to get. I don't know if you guys have actually watched my Iron Mine video where I tamed up the Tapahara. I got really lucky and just happened to throw a lucky shot with that bull and knock him down right away. This guy right here, that was not the case. This Tapahara, I actually chased him across the map, and it took me about 2.5 hours to finally get a single bola on him to get him knocked down. And then he got up before I was done drinking him, and I had to chase him some more before I could get him knocked out. So these guys are much more challenging on this map, particularly because they tend to hang out around the mountains. The only problem is they hang up around the top of the mountains up there, and when they do that, it actually their mechanic kind of keeps them circling, right? So they kind of just fly around in circles up there, but you can't reach them. Like they're just wait. Oh, I'm hovering. Look at me. Oh. So they kind of just fly around in circles, and when they're flying around in circles like that, you can't bowl on them. They're too high up. You can't reach them that way. So this type of horror was a level 80, I think, a level 80 when we knocked him out. And, you know, he's up to 129. The idea with him is going to be that we're going to be pumping his movement speed as much as we can. So our weight's okay, the health, alright, it's not great, but we want to get him to the point that we can use him to steal wyvern eggs. So Fox and I want to try to use this guy to get in and out to get the wyvern stuff taken care of. And because we'll be able to sit on top of him at the same time, it means we actually hopefully be able to use him to get more Tapaharas, maybe some RGs teamed up that way. So that's the idea. That's Finn. I will show you a little bit more with him just a minute because I want to show you something else here at the map. But other than that, I've kind of just done a little bit of building here, like we said. And then if you look down at my number 6 slot, you'll see that we have a chainsaw. So I found a blueprint for a ramshackle chainsaw and wanted to try that out. So we did. It's pretty cool. I actually, you know, I'll just show you now. Let's get rid of our heat stroke here, and then I will take you for a fly out there to show you how that works. We have organized some stuff in here now. If you look at the little labels for this, you can see this is where metal, crystal, pearls, and obsidian will go. This is where consumables will be, which are, you know, narcotics, mushrooms, that kind of stuff. Things that don't have spoil timers, but you use them for stuff. Weapons and ammo is in here. Got our gear, saddle, and paint, and our built items, so anything we've already pre-built is going to be sitting in this place for us. And then over here we've got one just for clay, one for hide, and then this is flint, fiber, sulfur, salt, just kind of the little stuff we don't keep a ton of in stock all the time. Some wood and thatch, and our stone and sand. So let's take a look here. We're at 7% heat stroke, so we're going to be here for a minute. Oh, we haven't seen the kitchen yet. I've remodeled a little over here. So we've got ourselves an industrial grill now, which helps a lot. This place is full up of oil and spark powder. And then this is what we're working on here. This is our wall of jerky making. On Scorched Earth, the spoil timers for meat and that kind of stuff are like 3 times what they typically are. So keeping cooked meat on you doesn't really last that long, neither does raw meat. So the idea was that we would have a whole bunch of jerky, because even in the inventory here, just sitting in the inventory, this still has 4 hours of time before one of them spoils. So this is definitely kind of the longest lasting thing we can do in here. So right now you can see we've got this one kind of full up. This one right now is just storing a couple. I'm waiting to get some more made up soon, so we actually have all of these running, but that's kind of the basic idea there. And it looks like our heat stroke is gone, so let's shoot up top. And we will go take Finn for a fly, and I'll kind of show you some of the cool things that the Tapahara does if you haven't seen that already. So let's jump up here, hidden ladder to the top. Okay, so the first things first with these guys, you'll notice they kind of hover right in one spot right as you take off, right? They're kind of Harrier jetish, right? Yeah, you can turn full 360 without moving, which is pretty cool. Kind of like the scorpions are, right, on the gland. And then if I do A or D, the guy actually strafes. I can go forward and back, or back and forward, I mean. And then if you press, so you know on like RGs and stuff, you press X, you stop, right? On this guy, if you press X, you actually fly upwards. So it's kind of cool. They're very versatile like that. And then the kind of their unique thing is that these guys are able to latch onto things like walls and rock faces. So we can just fly up here and press space. And now I'm perched on this wall. I can kind of look around. And when I'm on this part, I can bring out my weapon. And I could shoot things if I wanted to. Now you can see that my field of view is a little restrained because I'm in a saddle. The cool thing though is that if someone was on the back saddle there, they are face down the other direction and can point out, and then the ones in the front are face forward and can do the same kind of things I can from the driver's seat. So like with this guy, you could just land like this, and if I could get a clear shot on something, I could actually tame it. You can get a little weird with the kind of the upside down angle here, but so yeah, it's pretty cool. You can do that. You can just press space to get back out of there, and then when you are hooked to a wall, you are actually still gaining stamina. It's at a much slower rate than if you were landed, but you are still gaining stamina, so it's a pretty cool thing. And these guys do actually latch onto things you have built as well. So now you can see we're hooked onto our building, and it's pretty cool. So that's kind of what we're working out with this guy. Like I said, speed is the name of the game for him. So you know, we haven't got him up to the speed he needs to be yet, and I think he actually has to be a little higher than 200 to work, because they don't seem to be quite as fast as RGs with their speed bumps. But yeah, so that's kind of the basics with this dude. So this is Finn, And we're going to head over now to the forge. Cryo has been working like non-stop on this forge and this hatchery place over here. And we helped out a little bit with him and Zaxtrix. And, oh, that's not good. He just, I lost him. Oh, he's out of render. Oh, it's a little scary to have those dudes kind of flying around here, but we are pretty close to the Wyvern Cavern, which means that it's always a possibility for them to kind of spawn in over here. Level 36, huh? So, yeah, we're gonna avoid a little bit here, because that thing could really mess up our day. So we're gonna head over to the forge, just where Cryo has been working on this like non-stop, and then the other day Zaxtrix and Mindmelt and I all helped a little bit. Zaxtrix and Mindmelt far more than I did. I pretty much just took an Anki out and just got metal continuously, so we could kind of work on this place. But yeah, so they put some pretty crazy work in. We've got some industrial stuff over here now, so we'll fly up here so you can kind of see. It was a little more open, but we've had some Carnos spawn in and kind of start tearing things apart. So we've put some gates in to help take care of that issue now. There's one big one right at the main entrance to this stuff, but you can see we've got an industrial forge down there now. There's a safe. All those little pots hanging off the side are because we have an industrial cooker. So we've got the industrial cooker over there. We've got the grinder. There's a smithy back here in the corner, a bunch of blueprints here, and then we've got ourselves, this is just a storage box for some stuff that Chris was working on, SW Chris. He's got a pretty cool thing coming up you guys will love seeing, so once it's all done, I will see if I can take it over to show you some of that stuff. And then we've got our generator, so it's loud, we've got our chemistry bench, then a fridge for the eggs. Oh, they've moved all that down there, it looks like, so they must have moved all the eggs down to the hatchery, which we'll go take a look at. But yeah, this is the thing right here, man. Industrial Forge. This is going to make our life so much easier. So thank you, Cryo. But yeah, so that piece up here means we don't have to worry too much about doing a bunch of smelting and stuff back at the base, which is why we actually put 2 of the little forges down in our base, is because I knew we were pretty close to where this was going to end up. So, alright, let's go take a look at the hatchery. It's right down here. Right now it's just thatch because we're Kyle's kind of figuring some stuff out. Looks like we brought in some dinos too. I didn't see these guys before, so nice job, guys. And we are slowly converting to thatch here. Open her up. We'll come inside. So over here are the dinos that we've been using to gather everything. Look at this dude. Hit's weight is 1695 with a melee of 250, right? This dude can carry so much metal, it's just nuts. I mean, like, crazy amounts of nuts. And then we've got our beds and stuff up here, so we've got a little forge base, hatchery base, I guess. And look at all these eggs. They've been collecting like crazy. So, it's pretty sweet. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Whoa, 128 fire. 148. Look at this guy. Alright, so that's some good levels in there. And then... Cryo figured out that you can just run ACs. I mean, we knew you could run ACs, but apparently 20 ACs is enough to hatch a wyvern. So, it's a lot of stuff there, but it means we don't have to worry about the fires and stuff. But you can just place an egg right in the middle, and the wyverns will hatch, and then we can just drag them out of here before we go. So, I didn't even see this stuff. Are these guys actually working on? Oh, they must be just using this for, like, milk and stuff, so... Alright, so there's the basic show and tell of kind of some of the stuff that's gone on. Before we go too much farther, I do want to show you how the chainsaw works, because we just kind of took that out to see what we could find. Let's see if we've got anything that's not going to kill us down here, so I can kind of get down and show you. Yeah, okay, let's go up top then. Man, look, there's more golems down here too, more elementals. There's 2 right there. We're going to have to get ourselves a cannon made up so we can take care of some of that stuff too. Okay, so we just got the 1 Carno here. Let me see if I can take this guy out real quick. Melee is not tremendous on Finn, so... I mean, he's not a slouch or anything, but he's definitely built for speed more than anything else. Okay. So we look like we are relatively safe now, so let's jump off here. And then number 6 is the chainsaw. Look at this guy. Alright, so obviously this is made for getting wood. 234 from one tree ain't bad. I actually tested this out too on the cactus, and on a cactus this thing gets a ridiculous amount, and I mean a ridiculous amount of sap. I think one of them gave me 400 sap on one little tiny cactus. So it's going to be kind of our new cactus getter if we're taking birds and stuff out. Ooh, only 20 points away from that 200. I think, like I said, we need a little bit higher than that, but that'll get us kind of working towards the right goal there. This drop isn't quite down yet, so... Alright, I think we're going to kind of call that a day, guys. I know it's a shorter episode. I was actually just getting to the point that I wanted to kind of change up how our scheduling worked anyways. Oh, hello, Scorpion. I wanted to try to get to the point that I was actually putting videos out for you guys on Wednesdays and then probably Saturdays and Sundays, so it's not quite a long period in between our videos. So I'm going to kind of get this one wrapped up real quick. Oh, must be out of stamina. Oh, no, I just pressed the wrong button. So let's get this dropped real quick first. What do we got in here? See, this is the reason we had to put those other walls up, man. These carnos and stuff are just wandering around down here like it's no big deal. Alright, I'm going to clear these guys out, and then I will bring you guys right back. Whatever shall this bring to us? Hopefully something cool. Nope. I don't even need that. That's pretty funny. Well, what are you going to do? Goodbye, blueprint. Alright, guys, so I think that's going to be it for us. I'm going to head back to Three Springs there. Once again, sorry that we've had the issues with the recording thing. I think we got this on lockdown now. The frame rates aren't dropping at all with this new program, so I think we'll be good to go. But yeah, so that's going to be it. If you liked it, go ahead, drop a like below. Of course, you can subscribe for some more content. And I keep meaning to say this, and I always forget to. In the links below, if you look at the description, there are links to a whole bunch of the other YouTubers that are actually on this server playing with us. And those guys put out some crazy great content. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check them out, please hit those links below. Give those guys give them a look. Do some subscribing over there too, because you will be happy with all the content you see coming out of this server. Alright, so I will catch you guys on the flip side.